News updates on AFRICUNIA TV. My name is Deborah Ezeh. We're starting off in Morocco. Around 18 million Moroccans are expected to cast their ballots in the pivotal legislative and regional election on September 8th. Amid strict safety guidelines for the campaigning parties, as the North African country grapple with a new wave of COVID-19, driven mainly by the Delta variant. The political parties are going to the streets in small groups of maximum of 25 members and have intensified the campaigns on social media following the restrictions imposed due to the pandemic. In addition to changes in the way the party campaign, the pandemic has also been one of the main concerns of the voters, who are hoping the elections can bring changes and help to overcome the economic crisis deepened by the COVID-19. And moving on from that story, Congolese President Felix Tshisekedi will wrap up his two-day official visit to Turkey on Wednesday. Tshisekedi was received at the presidential palace in Ankara by his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Tuesday. Their talks focused on bilateral cooperation and relations between Turkey and Africa. According to the Congolese president, the two leaders also expressed a common desire to increase trade between the two countries with the objective of reaching a volume of 250 million USD in the medium term. And away from that, Libya authorities said Tuesday that government forces have arrested the senior Islamic State group in an operation south of the capital Tripoli. Prime Minister Abdul Hamid of the North African country's interim government wrote on Twitter that the capture of Embarak al-Khazim was a great success for our security forces. Libya's chief prosecutor has sought Khazim with a warrant since 2017. His arrest forces from the Interior and Defense Ministry had earlier announced Khazim's arrest at Bani Walid, around 70 kilometers from Tripoli, on the northern fringe of the Libyan desert. And in South Africa, South Africa's Electoral Commission pushed forward the planned local election after a court ruling that directed the vote to be postponed due to ongoing health crisis. Initially scheduled for the October 27th, the vote will now be held no later than November 1st. Vying candidates who previously had until August 23rd to declare their interest have been given an extension. This latest change is widely seen as a lifeline for the embattled African Congress, which still has hundreds of candidates who have not registered yet. And in Somalia, Somalia's president has appointed a new head of intelligence, his office said late on Tuesday, intensifying a role with the prime minister who had named another person to the job. The rift between President Mohamed Abdul Mohamed and Prime Minister Mohamed Hussein Rubble threatens to derail an indirect election of lawmakers and president. On Monday, Rubble suspended Fahad Yassin, the director of the National Intelligence Service Agency, saying his reports on the murder of one of its agents had been unsatisfactory, setting up the role. And on the Nigerian scene, the Independent National Electoral Commission on Tuesday said it did not need the approval of the Nigerian Communication Commission to transmit election results electronically. This was as the National Assembly told the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmoud Yakubu, to seek proper legal advice instead of misinforming Nigerians on the independence of the INEC to conduct elections. INEC also said that the decision of the National Assembly to subject its constitutional power to conduct elections to the NCC was absolutely unconstitutional. And still in Nigeria, 3 weeks after President Muhammadu Buhari met with service chiefs where he vowed not to leave office as a failure, the president yesterday gave marching orders to head of security agencies to end what he called the selective adoption and killings, particularly in the north, central, and northwest. He directed security chiefs to find tactics to solve the security challenges in the country. The president gave the order after receiving a briefing from the security heads at the presidential villa, Abuja. And in more stories, the Akwa Ibom and Adamawa state governments on Tuesday aligned themselves with the move by the Rivers State Governor, Wike, to stop the federal government from collecting value-added tax. The Director General, Media and Communications Adamawa State Government, Solomon Kumanga, said that the collection of VAT by the state was the only way of reducing their defense on the federal allocation. The Akwa Ibom House of Assembly on the spot said it will soon begin work on a bill that would enable the state to collect VAT. Similarly, Lagos said it would go ahead with the VAT bill, which passed second reading in the State House of Assembly on Monday. And we move to the foreign scene, where the Taliban has named Mullah Hassan Akhund, an associate of the movement's late founder Mullah Omar, as the head of Afghanistan's new government on Tuesday, with Mullah Abdul Ghani Badar, head of the movement's political office, as deputy. Sirajuddin Akwani, son of the founder of the Akwani Network, designated as a terrorist organization by the United States, will be the new interior minister, the Taliban main spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid has said. And more stories from Afghanistan. At least 3 rallies were held across Kabul in a show of resistance that would have been unthinkable during the Taliban's last stint in power. A small group of Afghan women held an anti-Pakistan protest, leading to the arrest of several Afghan journalists who were covering the event. Witnesses and Afghan media outlets have said. The group marched through the streets near the embassy holding placards and chanting anti-Pakistan slogans. The Taliban later fired gunshots to disperse the rally. And on the sports scene, Netherlands boss Louis van Gaal says Virgil van Dijk is a little bit injured, but the Dutch captain said he's already over it. Following a late challenge in the 6-1 win over Turkey, the Liverpool defenders suffered a late injury scare during the Netherlands 6-1 World Cup qualifier win over Turkey on Tuesday night. And finally, FIFA's chief of global football development, Arsene Wenger, is driving force behind the plans to hold a World Cup finals every 2 years instead of 4. Former England player Michael Owen and John Terry among those invited to Qatar to meet Wenger as part of FIFA's consultation process. Some of the most famous former players and coaches in the game are meeting FIFA Global Head of Football Development, Arsene Wenger, in Qatar over the next 2 days to listen to his plans for the future. And that's it for news updates. Visit our website on AFRICUNIA.tv, follow our social media platforms on Join Team and Pangram, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories. And don't forget to like and leave a comment on the comment section. Once again, I'm Deborah Ezeh. Thanks for watching.